Last summer, I took a solo road trip through the mountains. I wanted some time away from everything. Just me, my thoughts, and the open road. I was driving late one night when my car started sputtering and eventually died. I managed to coast to the side of a desolate road, completely cut off from civilization. My phone had no signal, and it was pitch black outside. I remembered passing a small town about 10 miles back, so I decided to walk there and look for help. After what felt like hours of walking, I finally saw a faint glow of lights ahead. As I got closer, I realized it wasn't a town, but a single house. It was an old, run-down farmhouse, but at that point, I didn't care. I just needed a phone. I knocked on the door, and after a moment, a middle-aged woman answered. She looked startled to see me, but eventually invited me in. The inside of the house was even more decrepit than the outside. The wallpaper was peeling, and the furniture looked like it hadn't been touched in decades. She offered me some water and let me use her phone. I called a tow truck, and they said they'd be there in about an hour. While I waited, I made small talk with the woman. She seemed nice enough, but had an odd way about her. Every now and then, she'd glance at a closed door at the end of the hallway with a nervous look in her eyes. I asked her if she lived alone, and she hesitated before saying yes. About half an hour later, I heard faint shuffling noises coming from behind that door. I asked her if she was sure she was alone. She laughed nervously and assured me it was just the house settling, but her eyes told a different story. She laughed nervously and assured me it was just the house settling, but her eyes told a different story. I decided to ignore it and just wait outside, but as I stood to leave, the door at the end of the hallway creaked open slightly. My heart raced as I saw a pair of eyes staring back at me from the darkness. The woman jumped up and quickly shut the door, muttering something about an old storage room. I was terrified, but tried to keep my cool. I thanked her for the water and told her I'd wait outside for the tow truck. She looked relieved as I left, almost as if she was glad to get rid of me. I stood outside in the cold for what felt like an eternity before the tow truck finally arrived. As I climbed into the truck, I glanced back at the house. The woman was standing in the window watching me leave with that same nervous expression. The next day, I told the tow truck driver about the strange encounter. He got a serious look on his face and told me that house had been abandoned for years. He said the previous owners had vanished without a trace, and the locals believed the place was haunted. I laughed it off, but deep down,